after the Thunder's 107-99 win over the Indiana Pacers. Maddie, considering the Thunder played as poorly as they did against Memphis, this was a good win for them. They weren't perfect the entire game, but they had a massive run in the third quarter that really gave them an advantage going into the fourth, allowed them to get back on the track to, potentially putting together some wins going down this stretch run of the season.
Yeah, 24-0 run in that third quarter, which is the second longest in Thunder history, longest this season in the NBA. So, third quarter run.
Oh, just third quarter?
Well, I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not sure either. I'm going by what you're saying. Look, it was really impressive. It was a very impressive run.
Certainly the longest third quarter run, potentially other quarter runs too. We'll have to check. But yeah, really impressive. They did it with good defense, which is how this Thunder team does everything best. They're getting back to their identity, which is really nice to see after they looked awful in Memphis.
Yeah, and look, this is a Thunder team that needs to finish when they do get those transition opportunities, and they did a better job of that off of their defense tonight. I thought Russell Westbrook was really good in terms of getting the ball to guys who were running with him. Steven Adams, finding Steven Adams for some buckets. Adams had 25 points, was really efficient around the rim. Finding Jeremy Grant for three-pointers. Jeremy Grant probably had one of his best games of the season, and he continues to just shoot the ball at an extremely high rate from three. Since the All-Star break, he's shooting close to 43% from three-point range, and a lot of that's off of Westbrook. Westbrook is finding this guy in good situations. If teams are going to sag off of Jeremy Grant, he's got to make those spot-up threes, and they did that in that third quarter off of the defense and off of creating turnovers, getting stops. I think the Pacers missed 14 consecutive shots in that stretch. It was a really impressive third quarter run from the Thunder, something we haven't seen in quite a long time from them.
I know, they used to be a fantastic third quarter team, and
third quarter Thunder.
Third quarter Thunder, and they've potentially, they were back tonight at least. And Grant shooting insanely from three, had his second game since the All-Star break where he had 5 made threes, which is a career high. Great night from him. Great night it was a good night for the big men. Steven Adams also had a fantastic night, looking pre-All-Star form, if not better. Yeah.
No, and look, it was a night where Russell Westbrook kind of took a backseat to those guys in terms of his scoring. I think 3 players scored more than Russell Westbrook: Paul George, Jeremy Grant, and Steven Adams. But Westbrook still winds up with a triple-double. He still winds up putting his imprint on the game. He finishes the game essentially with a little fadeaway jump shot to get the lead back out to 10 with around 30-some-odd seconds left. But he really controlled the game from a standpoint of getting other guys' shots, limiting the turnovers. Only 2 turnovers for Westbrook. Only took 4 threes. He was really efficient in that regard, and I think that helped the Thunder's offense to kind of get going in that third quarter. Considering Dennis Schroeder had the poor game that he had as well, I don't know if Schroeder made a shot. I don't think he did. At one point, he was 0-7. Another good performance from Westbrook, being able to keep everything together, getting minimal bench contributions from a guy like Dennis Schroeder. So good performance from him, good performance overall, and it's a good one, particularly going into a game like Denver, where you're going to have to be locked in and you're going to have some offense to go against a Denver team that has one of the top 10 or 11 defenses in the league.
Yeah, Thunder's gotten first win on this 5-game homestand, so we'll see how the rest go.
Another thing to monitor, Paul George comes up with 31 points tonight. He ended up scoring, in high volume once again, but this is a guy who's starting to take some knocks. He's starting to get banged up. We saw in postgame, he was iced down, he was taped up. He took a long time to get over to us. Just chilling in his chair, like doing his little Twitter stuff or whatever he was doing. But this is a guy who's going to need treatment. The Thunder has a day off. They're not practicing a lot. And Paul George is carrying some stuff into the, later on into the season. He's dealt with the shoulder soreness. He was stretching it out during the game. They have to have a healthy Paul George, an efficient Paul George, in order to be their best.
Yeah, he did, though, tonight hit a milestone, 2,000 points this season, which is the first time he's done that in his career. Not a surprise, since he's doing a lot of things at the best he has all his career, but tonight was the night.